Okay, cool. Hey, Kevin, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, good.
All good, all good. So, obviously, you've been on the Shear Performance Next Level program for the last 12 weeks, and yeah, just tell us like kind of why you signed up to it, what it is you wanted.
Um, just wanted to get a bit further in my career, I guess. Like, kind of just hit a speed bump and just been on the one level for the last year or so, and then just wanted to, you know, break through to the next level, kind of thing.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Excellent.
and just yeah, was being offered, like as far as the physical and the diet and stuff like that, and just those little, tips and tricks that Matt's been putting out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. So, like from a shearing perspective, you're obviously a very capable shearer, and clearly somebody who wants to kind of invest in their future and move forward. So, tell us kind of like tell us a little bit about what you've learned from Matt, from Matt's side of things, and some of the things that you've kind of implemented.
Just a lot of the things I haven't really managed to get around to, like the videos about like those little tweaks on your handpiece and things like that.
Yeah.
Like that, those things don't really like talked about much on the sharing shed. Like there's a lot of old timers in that know all this stuff, but they don't really like pass it on, which is a bit sad, but pretty true, or they just don't want to. But definitely that. Like I've never really played with my handpieces. As soon as they stop cutting, I'll just get a new one. But definitely want to give a lot of that stuff a bit more of a go and things like that.
And you mentioned before we started doing this video that you'd done a couple of days where you just slowed down and thought about some of the tips that Matt said to you about when he analysed your shearing technique.
Yeah, just around the just pulled out a few things, and then just the shearing videos themselves, like how it was broken down. Obviously, I didn't go. I went through all of them, but I was kind of already doing a fair bit of it. But then there's a few key points that he brought up in the sharing video of mine, and then in the short videos that he's put there, and I'm just referring to those, and then working it into my pattern. Just like it was just such small things, but like made such a big difference. Like just those little things that you overlook. Like obviously when you've been sharing for that long and stuff like that, like you just overlook them. Like yeah.
I think it's like you say, it is. When you're trying to, you're not a shearer who's just started out. You're obviously a little bit more experienced, and you've got, it's not like you're learning to hold the hand, but there's a bit of a, it's that sort of top 5%, isn't it, to take you on to the next level, so you can then step up again. So what would you, what have you liked about the program? Obviously you've mentioned sort of the videos that Matt's done, and obviously the analysis of your own shearing. What would you like? What's say the one thing that you've enjoyed learning about that you didn't necessarily expect to learn about in the program?
Probably just like how much the strength and conditioning like really works. Like obviously it took a wee while to get into it and things like that, but like I could just feel my legs and that getting a bit stronger, and like the shape control thing on that side of it was just becoming much easier. Like not being so sore as well. Like just feeling a bit better, like you're not so stiff. And things like that. I wasn't really expecting it to like, because it just gets so used to feeling like that all the time. And then, it's like, oh, is this what normal people would kind of feel like? Like, not just stiff and sore and things like that. It was quite good, actually.
Nah, that's cool, mate. So, I mean, just to round up, what would you like if there's any shearers out there, whether they're, no matter where they are in their journey, I guess, but what would you say to somebody a bit like yourself, Kevin, who's maybe thinking this is maybe for them, and they're just sort of sat there watching this video of you and I having a chat?
Oh, I've definitely already like recommended it to a few friends and things like that. It's just like it can be a lot to take on as well. and things like that. But like definitely well worth doing. Like obviously that's why I want to stay involved in things like that, because it's just like that information is just you just don't get it. Like it's kind of yeah, not if you're just working day to day. Like it's a bit different if you're doing the shows and things like that, because you're around people that will, you know, are willing to help you and things like that. But you can't always do those and things like that. So it's hard to progress when you just
yeah,
if you're not putting yourself out there.
Yeah, which is great, because that's exactly what we wanted to do. Really, was, you know, Matt and I have said for a long time that we kind of want to, you know, clearly we've been able to help a number of people, you know, across the board, but particularly, you know, trying to achieve those big goals. And you know, and like you've touched on a couple of times, some of that information people just don't seem willing to share, which is a bit of a shame, really, because obviously ultimately that's how we learn. That's how the next generation learns. So really, we can pass that knowledge on, you know. And
I think there was sorry to cut you off there. There was even actually one video there that Matt even said, "Oh, I shouldn't really be telling you this. I get shot for this," like just as a wee joke.
yeah,
I can't really remember what video it was, but it was like, no, he's dead set right, like, because I've never heard it. And it's like I've been sharing for 8-9 years now, been around a wee bit, and yeah, it's like something so basic, but like you just never hear it. I think it was something to do with the chicken feet or something, like how often he changes them. Like he might have been referring to something like that, but it was pretty much summed it up a fair bit, I thought.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's brilliant, mate. So yeah, I think unless there's something that I've missed that you want to add, yeah, we'll wrap it up.
No, I think no, I think that's it really. But I did have some questions about thing, but as you can tell, I'm a bit not that organised at the moment. But yeah, I think that's about it. But
yeah, thank you, mate. Really appreciate your time.